and we're joined by our friend Senator Bill Cassidy. Today, twice in 1 week. Thank you, sir.
Hey, thank you, Aaron. I always like talking to y'all.
We got to talk about this thing that's brewing with regard to Caddo Lake, the National Heritage Act. You are supporting this. It would create a National Heritage Area for Caddo Lake, 900 acres or so. First off, I guess the big question is, why do we want to do this?
Well, first, I only support it if the community wants it. Just make that clear. And the reason that you want to do it is for the entire time I've been in the Senate and before, because I spent time in Shreveport before, is that folks have told me that they're tired of their young people leaving, that they move to Houston, Atlanta, or Dallas. They take their children with them. Their children grow up to be Longhorn fans, not LSU Tiger fans, and they feel like they've lost. If you look at statistics, Caddo has lost about 10,000 people over the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. You think those are young people bringing their kids. So this is something which community, if a community wants it, can use to drive cultural activities. Natchitoches area has one. It's created 1,500 jobs. It's brought in about $17 million, so according to the people who organized it. You can imagine those cultural events are the sort of thing that keep young people engaged. I speak to small-town mayors. One of them told me my town's dying on the vine. This is the way you get a small town to be able to accentuate their history, make it a better place for a young person to think about staying, and hopefully help keep it going, revitalize it.
A National Heritage Area, does it come with some federal money for promoting such events?
Totally. It's a grant. It's only for cultural and historical factors. It's got no impact upon property rights, none whatsoever. It explicitly says you do what you want with your property. Folks have been nervous about that, but I point out that since they did the one down in the Natchitoches area, that since they started, they've developed the Haynesville Shale. Now, since they started, they did the Haynesville Shale, which is about mineral rights, property rights, and water rights. So it's only about grants for cultural and historical activities. But now you go to Natchitoches, it's a happening place. I know a guy from St. Mary's Parish. He bought a home on Cane River just because he likes to go up there and participate in it. He could go any place in the world, but he decided because it's easy to get to and it's got so much going on, he wanted to be there. That's what my vision, my hope is for Caddo, but only if the people want it. If they don't want it, we stop it. But if they want it, then, my gosh, I want to help keep those young people in town.
Have you studied it already? I thought there was already some land use planning and some surveys.
No, there's no surveys. I mean, the only thing you would say is where would the boundaries be, but the boundaries are up in the air. I mean, there's nothing to survey. You don't lose property rights. All it is grant money for cultural events and historical factors, period. End of story.
Let me ask you this, Senator. Folks have been posting, they've created a anti-Facebook page, whatever, saying that if you decide to cut timber on your property, ecologists could deem it not beneficial to the environment and stop you from doing that. Is that false?
No, it's totally wrong. And again, you can look at what's happened. Baton Rouge is part of a National Heritage Area. Baton Rouge. And they got all kinds of development there. If you want, we posted on our website, if you go to cassidy.senate.gov/Caddo, you'll come up with frequently asked questions. No impact on property rights. You can do what you want. But if the community doesn't want it, we won't do it. But hopefully, if we do it, then that will be one more reason for a young person to stay and to raise her kids in her hometown as opposed to Houston.
Does it sort of become part of the national park system?
Nope, not part of the national park system. It's a different animal, and all it is the vehicle for the entire state of Tennessee is a National Heritage Area. Think about that, the entire state. And so don't hear any complaints from Tennessee. They're booming. They're doing fantastic, not just because of this, but obviously they want to play up their country music and such like that. And so all it is, it gives the ability to compete for grants that then leverage local dollars to try and come up with a heritage trail so that somebody might want to come and listen to a local music festival or go see where the first place that underwater oil development took place or something like that, and hopefully bring local dollars to communities that want more dollars.
Senator, it sounds like a no-brainer, but there are some who are saying, then why haven't we had public hearings? Where are the public meetings that are going to be held? That's coming, isn't it?
Well, let me just apologize. I just thought there was more awareness of it. I am so sorry for that, and I just want to emphasize, if the community doesn't want it, we're not going to push it. But I have been hearing that people want to do something to promote the economy, to keep their people home in Caddo, not let them move to Texas or Georgia. We are going to have telephone town halls. Obviously, we're talking to you. We've been on the radio. We've been on the newspaper. I've been calling some of the folks who are very concerned, reaching out to them directly. Well, Mike Johnson's been doing the same. But if it turns out the community doesn't want it, hey, boom, we'll do away with it. But if the community wants it, then, my gosh, I want to support the community.
Bill Cassidy, folks can find out more about this law. Where's the best place to go look at it? Cassidy.senate.gov/Caddo. And so go to our website. If you want, just search Caddo, but /Caddo. Frequently asked questions. And then the woman who headed the place down around Natchitoches called Cane River, she's made herself available. And so I think we have some stats from Cane River there, but you can probably just Google their website. And they love it. I mean, I was on the radio earlier this week, and one of the moderators, his father has property on it. And he was like, "It's been no big deal, but it certainly helped us. We've got a lot more stuff going on." Gotcha.
So it's been good.
Gotcha. Senator Bill Cassidy, look forward to following this, and if you need to get another update out there, please let us know.
Hey, thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Dan.
You bet.